Hello, it is the next week and I'm cracking on with my Dr. Evil chair and I have made a template. So this template is good, but it's not exactly how I need it to fit on the chair. So I've drawn around it and made this one so I don't destroy the only one I've got, so that one can stay safe. And I've added a piece on the bottom of this one, so that way when I take it over here, I'll probably cut out a piece here and here. And this piece will go under there, meaning I can screw it into either this or both, and it should make it nice and solid, because if I've just got this tiny piece here on the side, there's not really a great deal of thickness to screw into. And what wood am I making it out of? I'm making it out of this very freaking expensive board. This is a little over 20 quid for this one board, but it is really thick and it's a scaffold board, so it should be really strong. So I've drawn one out. I'm going to cut that out with the circular saw and see where we're at. So that's quite difficult actually. Where you can't see the blade, it's hard to know how far to go and whether you're going straight. So that line's a little bit wonky. That one's not bad. Obviously the edges. I'm going to finish that off with a jigsaw, hopefully straighten it out with a file or something, and hopefully I haven't wasted this piece. Well, I've cut 4 of these out. I'm now marking some holes. And so marking some holes on this, which is going to be the arm of the chair. I'm going to drill these, and screw them together. So I'm going to attach those uprights to the arm, and I modified the side of this so that way I can slot that in there. Just got to screw that in and then it'll be just as good as the other side. So it now has arms and those little central thingy mabobs, which are just made of some of those beams screwed together. It's pretty solid. So now all that's left to do is to figure out the back. So I put those 2 things in there and I realised I should really cut out the actual big flat piece that's going to make the back. And before I do that, I'm going to have to tidy up some of this mess. I've got these hole saws out because they're going to make the holes in that, only I can't get the thing off and I don't know if I've got my grip things here, so that'll be a job for tomorrow because I know I've got some of those at home. So I'm going to clear this, get some of this sheet material on the table, and then draw this out. So I put that piece of wood up there, which is just some thin, flimsy stuff, just to get some measurements of how tall and wide it needs to be. And going off of the pictures I've got as well, what I've come up with is each piece will need to be cut out of a 44 by 48 inch square, which is perfect because 48 inches is 4 foot, and they sell these sheets in 8 foot by 4 foot. So one sheet cut in half and then cut some weird shapes out of it will make enough to have 2 to sandwich the beam things that are going to go inside it to be able to make it lock into place. So I need to go to B&Q. I'm back and I've got my pieces of wood. It was one piece of wood that I got B&Q to cut in half for me. I put one on the chair to see if it looks okay. Width wise it's nearly the right size. It's ever so slightly too wide, but it doesn't look too bad. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark out on this one where I want to cut, and before I cut I'm going to put this one on the chair, take a step back and see if it looks good. I'm going to have to make sure I put the line on this extra thick so I can see it from standing far back, and hopefully it looks good. I don't want to cut this wrong because a sheet of this wood is like 27 quid, so it's quite expensive stuff. Well, this is the 3rd one I've drawn out and I think that's just about right. So I'm gonna somehow trace that curvy line onto the other side and then cut it out. So I have my line on here, laid over a few bits of paper, traced it, cut it out, and I've stuck the edge of that down the center line. And then I can just fold that over and draw around it to the other side, and it should be nice and symmetrical. Oh my god, my hair is mad. But Dr. Evil don't have this problem. Jesus Christ. Anyway, enough about my hair. I've cut the back out and look at that. it's starting to look like a thing. It actually looks like the thing in the picture. This is the best part of making something, where the thing starts to look like a thing and you can actually see it. I mean, it might just look like a bit of wood to you guys, but I can tell what it is now, and that's all the structural stuff pretty much done. It's just nicing it up. I mean, I say done enough. I haven't actually screwed this to here, and there is a slight problem at the back in that when I attach the arms, I cut away this this long beam here that was going to take all the weight of the back, leaving this tiny little piece here, and it's a little bit, you can see that flexing, it's a little bit wobbly. I don't like that, because if someone sits on this and they either they're heavy or they lean back, then those little joints at the bottom there might snap and they'll fall out the back of the chair, and that'd be quite funny, I suppose, until they decide to sue me for something like $1 billion. No, it won't be funny, because I ain't got $1 billion. So I'm going to fix that, and then I'm going to add some other bits of bobs, and that'll be all the woodworking done, and it'll be painting it and dressing it up and spending a fortune on some leatherette vinyl stuff that Dunelm doesn't sell anymore. How stupid is that? But that's a job for tomorrow. So yeah, basic shape of the chair is done. Happy days.